You want to become our leader? You can barely pass your exams!
The crowd laughed. Amara stood frozen for a moment. Her hands trembled. Her heart pounded like a drum. Then she smiled.
Yes, me!
What happened next shocked everyone. But nobody knew the painful journey that had brought this young girl to that moment. Amara lost both her parents when she was only 8 years old. In the blink of an eye, the little girl who once had a loving home became an orphan. She was taken in by her aunt, but life was far from easy. Every morning, Amara woke before sunrise. She fetched water. She cleaned the house. She helped in the kitchen. And sometimes, she went to school with an empty stomach. Her uniform became faded. Her books were old. And her grades began to fall. This girl will never amount to anything, some people whispered. Their words cut deeper than a knife. But Amara refused to throw in the towel. Whenever she felt like giving up, she whispered to herself, "Where there is a will, there is a way." Years passed. Against all odds, Amara completed her education and was eventually admitted to college. But her struggles had not ended. One day, something unexpected happened. The students were preparing to elect a new student leader. Amara stood up. "I want to run for president." The room went silent. Then came laughter. Her opponents were wealthy, popular, and well-connected. They had expensive posters, large campaign teams, and plenty of money. Amara had none of those things. She had only her voice and her story. She walked from classroom to classroom, speaking to students. She promised better communication, better student welfare, and, most importantly, a leader who would listen. But just when her campaign began gaining momentum, a rumor spread across the school. Amara cheated her way into college. Her supporters began disappearing like leaves in the wind. Even some of her friends turned against her. That night, Amara sat alone beneath a huge tree. She stared at the ground. Tears rolled down her cheeks. For the first time, she thought about quitting. "Maybe they are right," she whispered. Then she remembered the little girl she used to be. The hungry girl who walked to school. The orphan who was laughed at. The student who was told she would never succeed. Amara wiped her tears. She stood up and smiled. "If I survived losing my parents, if I survived poverty, if I survived being called a failure, then I can survive this." The following morning, Amara returned to the campaign. But this time, she did something different. She stopped pretending that her life had been perfect. She told everyone the truth. "I know what it feels like to struggle. I know what it feels like to be rejected. I know what it feels like when people look at you and see nothing." She paused. Then she said, "But I also know that a person is not defined by where they started." The crowd became silent. "I am not asking you to vote for me because my journey was easy. Vote for me because I know what it means to fight." For several seconds, nobody moved. Then, one student stood up. Another joined. Then another. Suddenly, the entire hall erupted with applause. But the biggest battle was still ahead. Election day. The votes were counted one by one. Candidate after candidate was announced. Amara was losing. Her supporters began losing hope. Then the electoral officer picked up the final sheet. The room fell completely silent. He looked at the results. Then he smiled. "Ladies and gentlemen, by a margin of 17 votes, everyone held their breath. The winner is Amara." The room exploded. Amara covered her face as tears streamed down her cheeks. The girl everyone had called a failure. The orphan who had struggled to stay in school. The young woman who had almost given up. Had just become the leader everyone wanted to follow. She looked toward the sky and smiled. For a moment, she imagined her parents watching her from above. "I made it," she whispered. And that day, Amara learned a lesson that would stay with her forever. Sometimes, the chapter that breaks you is the very chapter that prepares you for greatness. So if life has knocked you down, get up. If people laugh at your dreams, keep going. Because remember, A seed can be buried in darkness and still grow into a mighty tree. Your beginning does not determine your ending.